Hello there, beautiful everyone's. How are you today? Out for a walk on our second day out of lockdown here in Brisbane. And this morning I listened to the doctor I've been chatting about, who started the online newspaper, a newsletter, cmnnews.org. He did an hour-long video this week, and he put it on Rumble, maybe last week, and he put it on Rumble, and he just has a lot of really interesting stuff in there. So if you're still actually trying to find the truth, it's not a bad one. And if you know a lot of the truths and have a listen to it, it's not a bad one to share, because now that we're 18 months into these shenanigans, it's got some very, very interesting stats on the COV death rates, on the COV jabs, on the stats around the world. So it's a pretty good overview, and it also has some little snippets in there from some of the frontline doctors who have been working with people with COV very effectively, and also looking at, funnily enough, he mentions one of my clients in there, the client who he mentioned to me. That's the reason why I know about him, is because of my client, who's a phlebotomist. She takes blood, and she'd been coerced into taking the jab, and has been feeling like she was going to die ever since. Haven't seen her yet, just still trying to find a spot to get in, but it's getting crazy out there. And I know many, many, many people know people who have died from the Rona and have long-term effects after the Rona, but there is so much good information out there now. There's so much good information. So it's a very good presentation. So it's on Rumble, Aussie doctor, 30 years experience, and he knows some very interesting people, and he's been chatting to people all around the world. And of course, Robert Malone, who is the inventor of the mRNA technology, he's been talking to some of the scientists in Israel who have basically admitted that they're not going to release any long-term health challenges for 10 years. So the only way that people can find out about health challenges is by listening and talking to friends. And I'm sure you would have heard the craziness that's going on here in Australia. People are literally being told in Sydney, in the western suburbs, not in the rich, wealthy suburbs where everyone goes to the beach every day. They don't get arrested. But in the other suburbs, they get in trouble if they're in their yard. They get in trouble if they are washing their car. They get in trouble. There's helicopters overhead, there's drones, there's police and army everywhere. Just all sorts of shenanigans going on here in Australia. Who'd have thunk it? So we just need a million little wins. That's what I keep thinking. We need to just put it out there to the universe. Ask your angels. We need to get a million little wins so that more and more truth keeps coming out. Little wins like in Alberta, little wins like Ireland, just little wins, one at a time. Little wins like the NIH knocking back the CDC from being able to use these PCR tests anywhere beyond 31st of December. I did hear, not that it matters anyway, since, big boys actually own all of the rights to the testing, so they'll just have another testing group that makes them the next amount of money. Maybe that's what I'll do a meditation on if I have time later on. A million little wins, that's what we need. What would a win in your world be? What would it be for you? Is it being able to visit someone you love? Is it being able to attend the birth of a child? Is it to be able to sit next to a loved one as they're passing away? Would it be being able to travel unencumbered, go to your favourite restaurant without coercion? You know, like, what is it for you that's important to you? Because people keep saying it's just a mask, it's just a needle, it's just isolation, it's just, you know, it's not just. It's not. Go look up the 2010 Rockefeller dossier. That's what we're doing. We need to, oh my gosh, that Scotsman, oh God, what's his name? Anyway, he's made the news today, I'm sure you'll find it, but he worked for BBC, and he's 54 years old, if that helps. A Scotsman, cannot remember, but he of course has made the news in the last 24 hours because he has said that him and his wife will refuse to jab their children because they do not want their children to be the shield that he's hiding behind. And I'm a big fan of Jamie and Claire in the Outlander series, and I can just imagine Jamie punching anyone in the nose who tried to come near their kids. Of course, Jamie did have a total fear of needles, as do I. So it's possibly my fear of needles that got me on the, oh no, I don't think so actually. No. I didn't have a fear of needles 34 years ago when no, I didn't. Okay, so no, it's more recent than that. But anyway. Yeah, there's some funky ingredients in these jabs, some really interesting stuff. Looks like we're getting Madonna here in November. Yay. For all the fearful, I'm sure they'll love it. Anywho. Okay, have a great day. Bye.